Today we are going to continue with the structure of the language. Last time we saw how it's set up. We have a subject, a verb, and an object, and we are going to keep to that structure. However, today, so we saw the articles, we saw that side very briefly. We talked about the articles and the nouns, and we saw the different possibilities with the articles, right? So now we are going to talk about the verbs. We are going to start with that, but before we need to understand the pronouns. The pronouns can be in the subject part or the object part. You can see the pronoun. The pronoun replaces a noun. If we look at the English language, we have the pronouns, so singular pronouns, so first person, second person, third person, and then plural, first person, second person, and third. So for instance, I meet, the verb to meet, right? I meet you, I meet him, you meet me, and we can see that the subject pronoun at the first person will vary depending on the fact it's in the subject or the object. I, me, you, the only exception. He, him, she, her, we, us, etc. So we understand, we use it every day. That's the way it works in English. Well, in Creole, it's easier. Subject pronouns are exactly the same as object pronouns. Moi, ou, li, nous, ou, yo. Moi, weu, I see you, ou we moi, you see me. So we can see that moi, first person singular pronoun, is exactly the same when it's in the subject part or the object part of the sentence. Now on the right you see the contractions. Well, it's not required to use them. When you will be much more comfortable with the language, most of the time, instead of saying moi, you will say m, ou, l, n. You will use those sounds, contractions, but at the very beginning, maybe it will make it easier for you to be aware of the contractions in order to understand others. So those are the pronouns. Remember, easy, always the same. Subject, object, they are the same. Now, let's talk about the verbs. The first verbs, the key verbs. In every language, we start with to have and to be. And then to give, to do, to go. So we are going to talk about those 5 here. And six. 6 verbs which are really the most common in the Creole language. We use can all the time, to be all the time, to have all the time, etc. And to do, very important. So the problem is, this is maybe the most confusing part, to be. There is no equivalent in Creole. So we need to understand how they use, when they want to say, I am a student, or something like that, what do they say? When it comes to identify, or when it's an attribute such as I am sick, what do they say? So we'll see that, to be. But that will be in the next lesson. So we understand we are going to focus on those, to have, to be, to give, to do, to go, and can. But before we go there, we are going to talk about the tenses. Tenses. Well, very good news. There is no conjugation in Creole. Nothing. We have markers. So, for instance, to eat is manger. So, this is a verb to eat. If I want to use it and say, I eat I will say moi manger. If I want to say I am eating, we are going to use a marker up, and you will say moi up manger, and with the contraction it becomes map manger, and it means I am eating. Now, past, same thing. We use the verb manger, and we are going to use the marker T. Moi t'ai mangé, I ate. And with the contractions, it becomes t'ai mangé, I ate. So this is very easy. Very quickly, we understand we are not going to do any kind of conjugation. We just use the infinitive verb, manger. And before that, if we don't put anything, it's present by default. Now, if we want to use the progressive form, we are going to use this marker, ap. Moi, ap, manger, I am eating. For the past, we use another marker, t'ai. Moi, t'ai mangé, t'ai mangé. Now, for the future, well, we have two different definite. We know that it's going to happen, and indefinite, some days, right? Something very vague in the future. Let's focus on that one, pral. So that's the marker. And you will say, moi, pral, manger. I will eat, or I am going to eat. Pral manger. Pral manger. Very good. Now, so we'll talk about that. Let's make it simple, and we'll go deeper with the time. Conditional. So we have present progressive, past, future, conditional. That will make 5 tense. Ta. The marker is ta. So let's use another verb. To like. To like is rama. Rama. How could we say I would like to eat? I would like to eat. Well, we said moi, ta, conditional marker, rama, like, manger. Right? And if we want to say I would like to eat rice, well, moi, subject, ta rama manger, verb, diri, object. Moi, ta rama manger, diri, I would like to eat some rice. Right? So it's easy. We are going to look at that again. Could or should, how it works. But here, let's look at where we are at this moment. So remember, we are going to focus on the key verbs, and that will be the object of the next lesson. So the key verbs are to have, to be, to give, to do, to go, and can. We use them all the time. Now, what we saw today is the pronouns. Subject pronouns, first person, second person, third person, singular, plural. They are exactly the same when you use them as subject or object. Easy. We have the pronouns, right? Here they are. Again, moi, ou, li, nous, ou, yo. And after that, we are going to use the verb. And for the verb, we have 5 tenses. No conjugation. We take the verb as it is, the infinitive form, when we use it with a subject and an object, right? This is present. Now, present progressive, ap is the marker. Past, te is the marker. Future, pral is the marker. We just put it before the verb. And now we have ta, which is conditional. We'll go deeper, but now with that in mind, we can start to build a sentence with a pronoun or noun and article, a verb, we have 5 tenses, and then an object, which can be another pronoun. Thank you. Next time, we are going to go deeper with the tenses, as well as we are going to talk about to be and to have and can and the other key verbs. Thank you.